Hey guys, I'm back with another subscriber mystery box video, and this one is from Osrin from Australia. And before we get started with that, I would just like to mention that today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. It's an online community of creatives such as yourselves looking to learn something new. There are so many classes and projects to explore to help you level up your creative skills. There are classes on so many creative topics like illustration, fine art, animation, and more. We're all very busy these days, and what's nice is there are a lot of shorter classes, and the classes are broken down into individual lessons, so it's easy to just pop in, learn a little bit, and then carry on with the rest of your life. I noticed that Chris Hong had a class on Skillshare, and I got very excited. I watched her YouTube videos, and so I had to immediately watch her class as soon as I saw it on there. It is called Level Up Your Portrait Drawings, Practical Approaches to Advanced Concepts. All you need for her class is pencil, eraser, paper. She does portrait sketches and covers her whole process. Something I really liked was when she explained how she softens certain edges to create varying texture and just make the drawing more interesting in general. Skillshare is very affordable, especially compared to in-person classes and workshops. The annual plan will run you less than $10 a month. Also, the first 500 of my subscribers to use my link down below can get their first 2 months for free. So just check it out, give it a look, see if something catches your eye. All right, let's get on to the mystery box. I'm filming my face from the opposite side now, and I keep wanting to look over here at the camera. I gotta look this way. Hello. Look what I have. A box cutter! I always use scissors, and then I finally got a box cutter. But I still always use my scissors because I keep forgetting I have this. Anyway, let's open this up. There we go. Oh my god, it's so big I can't even show it all. It says a wild mystery box appears. Okay, these Pikachu stickers are the cutest thing I've ever seen. Okay, close the blade, Bales. Look at this one. Oh my god. Plus we have the little paper shreds here. This is so cute. A Pika pen. Look at this. Look at it. Look at it. Even the little foamies are hearts. The little packing peanuts. Ma'am? It's a mystery. Wait, from It's a Mystery. Is it not Osrin? Ma'am! Child, what is you doing? Okay. Dear YouTube superstar Baylee J. Okay, I looked to get the wrong spot again. Dear YouTube superstar Baylee J. It is I, your artsy fartsy mystery box. Yay, I have finally arrived all the way from Australia by kangaroo post. Here is what you will find inside me, packaged with lots of love. Okay, I'm actually not going to read that yet. I'll check it after in case I don't understand something. Have fun creating. Thank you for being who you are. Lots of love from all of your Aussie subscribers. Aw. And it's all the Pikachu stuff. It's funny because I call Kiki Kikachu because she sits on my shoulder like a Pikachu. It's very fitting, huh, Kiki? Oh my goodness, even this is wrapped and there's ribbon. Look at this. So much time would have gone into this. Holy crap. And there's this little guy. Wait, do we just take them out one at a time and unwrap them? Or... Yeah. The box is too pretty. We must appreciate it as long as we can. So... we're gonna start here. Leave the box in view. Oh, I think that's knotted. I'm gonna have to cut it. Cutting ribbon is always sad.
Look, Kiki, it's a toy.
Oh my god. Milo brush markers. I actually do have a set of these already, but I haven't opened it yet. I've had it for probably a year now. Just sitting in the closet waiting to be turned into a video. So technically these are still new to me. So this is a set of 24 art markers and it has the brush tip. Brush and chisel. Yeah, let's open up this BB. Ooh. We have a Staedtler pencil, Staedtler Tradition. I've never actually seen this specific Staedtler pencil before. And then we have a 0.3 Copic multiliner. I'm very happy about that. Mine are always either running out of ink or most of the time the nibs just get ruined. And so I always need new ones. So woohoo. And then a Uniball Signo. Again, I use these ones a lot. Always need refills, so I'm very excited about that. And we have a Faber-Castell eraser, dust free. Now, I see something else at the bottom. It must be the paper. Even the bottom of the box has cute paper on it. Oh my goodness. My little helper is back, I see. Oh my goodness, this is huge! What is this, like A3? There are 3 sheets of this paper. I'm gonna slip them back inside real quick. 3 times expressive blending card sheets. Custom cut to fit my luscious curves. 1 Copic multiliner 0.3 in black, 1 Uniball Signo gel pen in white, 1 Staedtler graphite HB pencil, 1 Faber-Castell dust-free eraser, and finally a set of markers. Hint, it's not Copic. Bonus Pikachu pen for your planner. I still just can't get over this paper. I can't get over the packaging in general. It's too nice. It was too nice to tear apart. Let's open these bad boys up. Ooh, the box is really hefty and nice. See, do I still make a video about the Milo markers or not? Here's mine that I bought still sealed in plastic. Now I feel bad that you spent your money on those, but there's no way you would have known that I already had these. You know, it just means I have more stuff to give away. It's got the beautiful, it's got the beautiful brush tip. Very solid construction. I like the grippies on the lids. Very nice. So here's what we're working with. I'm pretty excited to try these out. I'm finally trying the Milo brush marker. I guess this was the push I needed. So now I'm gonna swatch these just to see what the colors are like and then brainstorm what I'm gonna draw. So first, the pencil. Doesn't really need to be swatched. I'm just gonna be using it to sketch, so yeah. HB! Exclamation mark for emphasis. And then the Copic multiliner. Oh yes. Oh, a fresh 0.3 multiliner. There's nothing better in this world. I'm also gonna make a little square block for the jelly roll, or not jelly roll, the Signo, Uniball Signo. I'm already familiar with how it works, but we're still just gonna give it its own little bubbles there. Just wait for that to dry though. I'm gonna test the Pika pen. Again, it's just like a little extra that was thrown in there, but I just need to test it out. Pika pen, ooh. Ooh, that's so smooth. And it's like a nice fine point. Okay, let's go in with this now. Doot, doot. Oh, the Uniball Signo, so nice, so nice. Oh, then we have the markers here. These are what truly need to be swatched. Ooh, 120. Look, that jelly roll's coming. The Uniball Signo is coming in handy already. For grays, there's a warm gray, a cool gray, a blue gray, and a green gray. Okay, let's try a little bit of blending now to see how well they can blend with each other. I'm gonna do 24 and 14. They just look like they want to be blended. Oh yeah, they're blending quite well. How about 24 to 26? So that was 26, here's 24. Oh, these are quite different. But that was kind of the goal, is let's pick two that are a little more different. Because, you know, when you have limited colors, you only have 24, you gotta pick those different colors and blend them together because you don't have much choice. But it's actually fun. I like being limited in my colors for things like this. Like anytime I try out new markers, I feel like I can't always give them a fair assessment sometimes because I don't have those close colors to blend, but I enjoy the challenge of it. So in terms of a review, it's kind of harder, but in terms of giving myself a little challenge, it's fun. That's not too bad, actually. This one did dry a little funky. It's darkest where the colors overlap. Very interesting. I guess that's just the color it makes when they mix. It's looking pretty good though. So yay, that's exciting. So I've had some markers where they just would not blend at all, which is weird because I just assumed, oh, if it's an alcohol-based marker, it probably blends just fine, but I've really struggled with some markers. It does help though that these have a brush tip because that helps. If you can do like the feathery thing that I was doing, that helps a lot with blending. I've been wanting to do a character with an unnatural skin color like pink, blue, red, something like that. So this might be my chance to do it. I gotta decide which colors though. It's probably gonna be based off of what colors I think will go together well. So this next clip is me trying to explain that I thought I was recording my whole planning process and turns out I did not hit start record, so none of it was filmed. And I filmed the explanation clip, but the audio didn't record, even though I made sure my mic was unmuted. You know, I don't even know. I just doubled down on the stupidity that day. I don't know. So first I just drew this head with kind of curly hair on top of short curly hair, like pin curls, and then I just kept moving from there because I had no idea what I was gonna draw. I ended up drawing this face that had the hair being pulled sort of to the side and it's stretching the face to the side. And I didn't end up going with that. I drew this girl with hair coming down like arms, like she can walk around on her hair, it's hands. I don't know. I kind of like that idea, but I didn't want to do it for this art. So I moved along and I just sort of went with a combination of what I was coming up with so far. And it'd be this girl looking up and she has black eyes and her hair is all swirly and there's eyeballs in her hair. And I decided on red for the skin because there are a lot of reds in this set, so I figured I could get a lot of shading and blending that way. So I just started off by dividing my paper into halves so I could roughly center things because it's a very large sheet of paper. And then just started sketching her out. It's not too complicated, it's really just like a bust shot. And it was just what I was in the mood to do. I wanted to do something. Well, I wanted originally something a little more girly, like frillies and cuteness, and then this is just what came to mind. I kind of blame the movie Midsommar because I watched that like a day or two before drawing this. And I feel like I just have disturbing images in my mind, and so I went with something. I mean, this isn't really disturbing, it's just a little weirder in a way, especially once you start doing red skin. It gives it kind of a weird feel. But yeah, her eyes are black and she's looking up at eyeballs. I didn't know if I wanted to give her any highlights in her eyes because I wanted them to look almost dead, but I just couldn't resist adding a star in each one and two little sparkles, so I did end up doing that. But I wanted her eyes to look different than all the ones above her. So the ones above her are colorful and then hers are just black. There's probably some kind of meaning there. Don't ask me what it is. I have no clue. Sometimes I come up with a weird idea and then I build the concept around that. Like for the backstory, like I ended up calling this art Universe, almost like she's getting some glimpse into how the universe works, like, or she's having some kind of vision, or, you know, she's getting a glimpse into something that most people don't get to see. And so that's what I imagine in my mind. Who knows? I just came up with that after the fact when looking at it. She has pointy ears because why not? Pointy ears are fun. She has red skin and she's meant to not be a human, but she is a human-like creature. Some kind of alien maybe. So I thought, yeah, why not? Why not give her pointy ears? They always look fun. And I gave her the huge eyelashes because I just like that look of really, really excessively long eyelashes. The whole thing has a very upwards feel to it, and her hair's in kind of a triangular shape almost. So I added triangles for her earrings, and on her chest there's some circles, and then that tall skinny triangle just pointing upwards because everything needs to have that upwards feel. Like I almost debated doing her earrings also pointing upwards instead of down, and I thought, nah, down's fine. Like it just seems like it makes more sense, but those are the one triangle pointing down. The rest are all upwards, and there'll be more later, as you will see. And I just tried to keep her hair like nice and wavy and stuff, and I made sure to give it flyaways. I feel like I need to get better at like making hair more crazy, like give it more flyaways, make it even crazier. Like it was nice to keep that triangular or like teardrop shape to the hair, but you know, could have gone even wilder. Now I'm erasing because I just did the outlines directly on top of this sketch. I just felt like doing it that way this time instead of tracing with the light box. I also added these 2 lines for collarbones. Okay, well now they're disappeared, but last minute I added those in with the outline pen without drawing it in pencil first. I was like, oh, I didn't draw in collarbones, so I drew these lines, and I'm like, Bales, those are not where the collarbones go, but I can't undo it. There's no Control Z here. So I was a little bit stuck. I just panicked and covered it with white gel pen for the time being. So yeah, now I'm coloring, and I'm starting with that orangey color because we need some kind of pale red color for the lighter areas of the skin. There's not a huge contrast between the various reds. 2 are pretty much the same value, and then there's one that's just slightly darker than the rest. So definitely needed that orange in there to help get a little more contrast. And these markers, the inks, actually really nice. It went down super smooth. I'm sure the paper helps. The Express It blending card is amazing cardstock, but yeah, super nice blending and went down very smooth. And I mean, the blending's not perfect on the face because I did have a limited colors. Like blending the lightest orange out was a bit of a struggle, but like all things considered, it worked really, really well. I do have a couple complaints about these markers though. I had a couple where when I took the cap off, it ripped out the whole nib area and repeatedly did so. So to fix that, you have to super glue it shut, which I guess is a fix, but the inner portion of the marker, like the tube, that felt tube, would come flying out and land on my drawing. And I'm like, please do not get ink all over this thing. So I was panicking a little bit, but you know, it's something that's fixable. Another thing I noticed is that one of my markers, like one I used for the background, it got a shredded nib. So the nib kind of deteriorated. And I think it makes sense because that's the color I use the most in this probably. But I was still like, oh, that nib did not last very long. But yeah, as I'm coloring this area, you can see the white lines I did in the collarbone area. I took my knife and I actually scraped away the paper to scrape away not only the white, but also the black lines underneath. So it's just shredded paper. So you can still see those lines, but I try my best to kind of hide them and make them a little less noticeable. You just gotta do what you gotta do with traditional art. There's only so much you can do to fix it, so you just gotta wing it and hope for the best. I haven't drawn it this size in a long time, and honestly, it's pretty fun. It can be harder to keep proportions perfect when you're drawing this big, but it's nice. I feel like you have more freedom in terms of like details and stuff. Not even that this is hyper detailed, but it's a different coloring experience too, and I don't know, it was fun. I think especially in the facial features, things like the lips and the nose, this really gave me a feel of my bubbly artwork, even though it's different color scheme and vibe, I guess, but it's similar because it's like, ooh, hair flowing up and stuff in it. And one thing I really like about the bubbly art is that I blended out the lips into the skin, and often I don't really draw big enough for that to really be noticeable, but I knew I wanted to do that with this one. So her bottom lip is not fully outlined in black because I left it so I could blend her lip color into the skin. And yeah, I'm really glad I did that. That's just one of the perks of drawing larger. It gets hard with Copics though, because the larger you draw, the longer it takes too, because with something like painting, you paint on a bigger canvas, you can use a bigger brush to cover more ground at any given time, right? It's not so much about the size of the canvas, it's about the detail within the piece. But with marker, like the nib is only a certain size, so it can be a bit more challenging to blend when you're trying to blend the larger areas, so it adds that extra layer of difficulty. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, the other challenge is the limited color selection. It's really fun to just make it work, figure out how things work together, because yeah, sure, you have 24 colors, but if you're using like 4 of those, for example, just for shading the skin, then it limits things further. You can't color 24 objects in each a different color. No, because you need multiple colors to shade in each object, so that limits it even further in terms of like what color combinations you can do and stuff. And so, well, you have to choose how you want to limit it, because there's different combinations, but you got to figure out which ones you're going to combine and which ones you aren't. Here's some of that lip blending. It looks pretty good. I don't really like how it blends into the black of her mouth, but at the same time, I do like how the mouth is dark overall. Like I wouldn't want to use a red inside the mouth, so that was the compromise. And I made sure to add some blue to the lips so that they're not fully black. So now for the background, I'm doing a gray gradient, and it's going to be darkest at the top and lighter at the bottom. That way it kind of matches the gradient of her color because her skin is lighter than her hair. So keep the dark background colors where the hair is dark, and then lighter background where her body is lighter. And it was a little tough to do a gradient of grays because there was one of each type of gray. There was like a green gray, a blue gray, a warm gray, a cool gray. And so they weren't necessarily all darker than each other. I felt like the warm gray was the darkest of them all. And so I used that at the top and then just layered the other ones to try to darken them. Because, you know, maybe one color alone isn't that dark, but combine it with another one and they will darken potentially. And that was the case here. And I ended up adding some dots just for extra texture and to help it blend out a little smoother. It was just sort of a last minute decision. I thought, you know what, this could look cool. So a bunch of dots all over the background. And now for the hair. It's done kind of the same way as the lips, where I'm using blue as the highlights and then black. And it's meant to be black hair, not dark blue, like not blue that's shaded black. It's black, but it's got some blue highlights to it because you gotta pick something for the highlight. And I didn't want to do gray because the background's gray. You know, I wanted to add a little pop of color in there. Initially, I was coloring around the eyes in blue because they have black eyelashes. And I thought, well, if I color black right up to the eyelashes, you're not gonna see the eyelashes. But I wasn't liking how it was looking, so I ended up just covering that blue with black anyway. And I colored the eyelashes in white with the white gel pen. So that's not the original plan, but based on how it was looking, I was like, well, if I want eyelashes visible, gotta go with the white gel pen. So here's me adding some of that, just slowly experimenting. I was like, oh, is this gonna ruin everything? But it actually looks pretty neat. And then to color in the eyes, I just wanted them very bright and colorful. I wanted to use all the colors I did not use elsewhere, and that way they would really stand out against her. Like I wanted her skin to kind of be a focus, like ooh, bright red, but also the eyes, they're just popping because her eyes are pure black, but those ones are colorful. Her hair is black, but those are colorful, so it gets your attention. Plus she's looking right at them, which helps draw your eye up as well. The whole thing is meant to bring the eye up. The triangles, her hair, her face, all of it. I didn't have the colors planned out for the eyes. I was just winging it. I set aside some of the bright colors and thought, okay, just start throwing them down wherever. For ones that were half closed, I did like a peachy tone on the eyelid, which is a little weird, I don't know. And the one that's fully closed, I did the purple and pink eyelid. They also have some cool shapes in them, like stars or circles or some lines, who knows, just other shapes to make them a little more interesting. So for the background, I decided I wanted to do a little bit more with it. I wanted to add more triangles, and again, all pointing upwards. But I was experimenting with a little effect where I would smudge the gel pen ink for the smaller ones to make it look like they're in the background, like to try to give it some depth, like they're out of focus because they're further back behind you. I don't know if I'm successful with the effect, but I think it's pretty cool. Like the bigger ones are not blurry and they're more white, and the other ones are more faded. So yeah, here is the final result, and thank you so much, Osrin, for sending this package. This was super fun, and I like the way it turned out. So yeah, thank you so much. And here's a scan to see it scanned, just because I felt like the recording wasn't that good. It wasn't showing the darkness of the colors, the deep richness. So yeah, there it is. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget about that Skillshare offer down below. See you guys in my next video.